The Navy has recommended reinstating Captain Brett Crozier as commander of the USS Theodore Roosevelt, according to reports, in a move that would be unprecedented.
The recommendation was first reported by the New York Times and shortly after was reported by several other outlets as well.
Chief of Naval Operations Admiral Michael Gilday and Acting Navy Secretary James McPherson made the recommendation to Defense Secretary Mark Esper on Friday when briefing him about the results of the investigation into the coronavirus outbreak aboard the aircraft carrier, according to The Times.
Esper asked for more time to consider whether to reinstate Crozier, The Times added.
In a statement Friday afternoon, Chief Pentagon spokesman Jonathan Hoffman said Esper is awaiting a written copy of the investigation to make a decision. This afternoon, Secretary Esper received a verbal update from the Acting Secretary of the Navy and the Chief of Naval Operations on the Navy's preliminary inquiry into the COVID-19 outbreak on the USS Theodore Roosevelt, Hoffman said.
After the Secretary receives a written copy of the completed inquiry, he intends to thoroughly review the report and will meet again with Navy leadership to discuss next steps. He remains focused on and committed to restoring the full health of the crew and getting the ship at sea again soon.
The Navy said in its own statement that McPherson's conversations with Esper are ongoing after he and Gilday presented their recommendations and that no final decisions have been made.
Following the reports, House Armed Services Committee Chairman Adam Smith, D. Califf, called on Esper to reinstate Crozier immediately. A congressional aide said Smith has not yet been briefed on the investigation.
While Captain Crozier's actions at the outset of the health crisis aboard the TR were drastic and imperfect, it is clear he only took such steps to protect his crew, Smith said in a statement. Not only did Captain Crozier have the full support of his crew, he also attempted to work within his chain of command. During this time of crisis, Captain Crozier is exactly what our sailors need, a leader who inspires confidence.
Crozier was removed from his position as the commander of the Roosevelt after a letter he wrote pleading for help with a coronavirus outbreak aboard leaked to the press.
Earlier, the Pentagon had said Esper would be, generally inclined, to support the Navy's recommendation.
He's going into this with an open mind, and he is generally inclined to support Navy leadership in their decisions, Chief Pentagon spokesman Jonathan Hoffman told reporters at a briefing before Esper was given the recommendation.
But he will go into it with an open mind, and we will, once he's briefed, we will see where that takes us, he added.
The Navy opened an investigation into the situation on the Roosevelt after its coronavirus outbreak turned into a political firestorm.
Crozier's letter asked for permission to offload all but 10% of the ship's crew and warned that sailors do not have to die.
Crozier was fired by then-acting Navy Secretary Thomas Maudley after the letter leaked. Maudley resigned after he traveled to Guam to give a speech about the Roosevelt that berated Crozier as stupid or naive.
When he fired Crozier, Maudley publicly justified the move by saying the letter was sent to 20 or 30 people, something Maudley called, just not acceptable. But
a copy of the letter obtained by the Washington Post last week showed Crozier sent it to the 3 admirals and copied it to 7 captains.
Top officials, including Esper, had not ruled out reinstating Crozier when the Navy's investigation was complete.
President Trump has suggested that while he believes Crozier should not have sent the letter, the captain's career shouldn't be destroyed for a bad day.
Updated 5:53 p.m.